Hi guys, it's Ashley from Asher Books, and today I'm here to talk about sports romances and my favorite sports romances, which I'm really excited to do. I love a sports romance and I have for a really long time. I think a sports romance is such a good platform to kind of build a romance on top of. And I think it works both ways because if you really love the sport that you're reading about, you get little tidbits of that and kind of behind the scenes of a favorite sport. But if you don't like the sport that you're reading about, then it also gives you an opportunity to kind of learn about it and maybe be a little more intrigued and interested in trying to watch that show and trying to watch that sport. Like for me, I never really watched hockey until I read a hockey romance. So anyways, I'm gonna share a few of my favorite sports romances. My first recommendation is actually the Washington Wolves series by Carla Sorensen. I read the first two books in this series and really enjoyed them. This is about a football team. So the first two books follow two different characters on the football team in Washington. And what I really liked about this one is that the female characters, so our female main characters, are involved with the team and they work with the team. In the first one, she is the new owner of the team, which I felt was very interesting. And in the second, I believe she was PR for the team. I just think it's a cool aspect to kind of have the female main characters also involved. It also showed that they love sports just as much as the male characters. Because that's true in real life. And I just really like the way that the series was done. The romances were also really top notch. Second recommendation is the Brooklyn Bruiser series by Sarina Bowen. I have the first one, Rookie Move, which I really enjoy. This one is a hockey romance. And I want to say it was one of the first hockey romances that I read. I could be wrong, but that's how I'm remembering it. Again, kind of similar. I seem to have a type, which is I really like that our female main character is also part of, she's the publicist. And she's kind of like icy. She's also a little bit of like a second chance. They knew each other before, and I really enjoyed this one. I thought the hockey aspect was fun. It's also set in Brooklyn, which is a fun setting for a book. This one has the whole series of the original series, and then they've got a spin-off series, which I enjoyed as well. And I just think this one has a really good job of making each of the male characters different and the love story is really kind of unique, which I like in a series if I'm gonna read like about a bunch of different characters on the same team. The next books I'm gonna talk about kind of go together, and that is Heated Rivalry and The Long Game by Rachel Reed. So I definitely would say read these together. They're in the middle of a series, but I definitely think you can just read these two together, but read Heated Rivalry before The Long Game, in my opinion, because they follow the same couple. So this is a male-male hockey romance, and I really enjoyed this. This follows our two main characters. They are rivalries on the ice from the get-go. Like everyone's blowing this out of proportion, like they are hated, and it turns into a romance, and I really was here for it. I also think that the banter between these two characters, these two guys, is some of the best I've read. It's so funny. It's also a little bit of like a bad guy or a bad boy and like the good guy or like kind of a nerdy guy, and they're both like hockey stars, but those are their kind of personality types. So we've got that trope going. They kind of have to keep things secret for a while. I just really enjoyed this one. The first one sets all that up, and then The Long Game recently came out, and I just thought that one turned me into a puddle. It's like you love them from the first book, but then this one really just shows they're in it for the long haul, and it shows all those little pieces that you would love to see about your favorite couple. So I really liked this one. I heard a lot of people loved this series, and they were not wrong. And now I understand why, because it was really good. So definitely check this one out if you haven't already. Next up is probably my favorite sports romance, if I have to pick one. And that is, what heavy book, is Colty by Mariana Zapata. I really like Mariana Zapata's sports romances in general, and you may see another one pop up in a minute, but I think this one's my favorite. This one follows a female soccer player, and it's her romance with her coach, Rainier Colty, who was kind of this renowned hockey player, very well known, but he retired, and now he is one of her, I think, assistant coaches. There is an age gap in this one, but they're all adults. She is an adult female soccer player on a professional team. I just loved this one. In true Mariana Zapata style, it's slow burn, but so worth it in my opinion. I loved Sal, who's our main character. I don't think I've read about too many female athletes, and I think I would love to read about more female athletes. So I think this is just always going to be a favorite for me, and definitely give this a try if you haven't read it yet. The next one is a little similar to the last one, but also different. So it's Scoring Wilder by R.S. Gray. I read this one quite a while ago, but I really enjoyed it when I read it. It's again about a female soccer player and her coach, but this one was a little different. It definitely had different vibe going on, a little more angsty, a little more kind of forbidden, I guess, in my mind than Colty was. I definitely still would give this a try. I think R.S. Gray's style, at least in this book, is a little bit more like new adult than Colty reads. So I'm not trying to compare them, but in my head, they do have similar plots. But I would say if you read one of them, try the other one, because I think you might like aspects of it. And it was just overall a really fun read, and I enjoyed my time reading it. It was one of my first R.S. Gray books years ago. And I, still remember having a good reading experience. My next recommendation is Playing Dirty by Taryn Lee Taylor, and this one is another hockey romance. I clearly have a type, love a hockey romance, but this one follows our heroine who kind of receives this bar from her father who has passed away. It's kind of this rundown sports bar, and her and her father had never really had a good relationship, so she is not thrilled to be there. In walks our hockey hero, who is a hockey player, and he is just very cocky, very self-assured, and pretty much thinks like, I am gonna get this girl. And she's not having any of it, and really just like lays it down on him and gives him this disgusting drink. And that whole first interaction between our hero and our heroine was just so hilarious, and I really liked it. And that kind of kicks off our book. But what I really enjoyed about this book was the fact that we kind of have a grumpy heroine rather than that grumpy hero we see a lot. Our heroine has been through a lot. She's kind of having to work through a lot and trying to kind of find where she wants to go with her life. But I definitely feel like our hero kind of falls first. He figures out what he wants to do. He wants the girl, and he kind of goes after that. Whereas our heroine really takes some time. And I think it's really her who has to kind of come to terms with things and accept things. And she's the one who has to kind of do the apologizing and maybe grovel a little bit towards the end of the book. I really like that that was switched up a little bit from what I think we typically see, especially in a sports romance. Also a really sweet caretaking scene in this book that just kind of melted me, and overall just a really solid sports romance. All right, so next is the other Mariana Zapata book that I had to include on my favorite sports romances because it's a figure skating romance. It's From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. I am a massive figure skating fan. I think it's so fun. I've watched it since I was very tiny, and it's just one of my favorite sports. So I've read a few figure skating romances, but I think this one has to be my favorite. Again, she does the slow burn really well. I think this one, in my opinion, is one of the longest slow burns, and you really have to work for it to get there. But these are two figure skaters that have to come together to form a pairs team, and they hate each other. So it's a hate to love. It was so well done. I loved everything about this book. I kind of want to reread it because it's been a few years since I read it. And obviously we had the Olympics this year. So I've been itching to reread it. So maybe this is my opportunity. But if you're looking for a good figure skating romance after the Winter Olympics, this is your book. Like, it will not do you wrong. I promise. Next one is a little different, and that one's called Sweet Home by Tilly Cole. This is one I read years ago, but I was obsessed with this. I think it's a series of books that is about, it's set in college, so it's definitely new adult, and it was during my new adult phase when I really was reading a ton of those and loved them. And this one is definitely angsty. It's definitely got a lot of drama, but also a lot of heart. And I really liked Tilly Cole's writing. I thought it was really well done. This is one of her first series, I believe. I wanted to include this one in case you're looking for more of like a college set sports romance. I think this one is one I don't hear about very often. And there is a lot of other things I think going on in this book other than just the sports. I don't know if I said the main hero plays on the football team. He's like the big guy on campus. And then you have the kind of stereotypical our heroine is a nerd, and she's very into, books and literature and stuff. So it's a little bit stereotypical in the setup, but I think the execution was well done, and I just really enjoyed it. And I think, more people should try it out. Okay, the last one I'm gonna mention is Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. This is one that is the first in a series, and I need to continue the series, but I wanted to include this one because I gave it 5 stars. It emotionally destroys you, which is kind of typical in Kennedy Ryan books. Her writing is beautiful in my opinion and really touches you in a way that a lot of others don't. I cry in almost every book. This one was no different, and it also handles some, hard subject matter in a way that I thought was well done, and I just overall really enjoyed this book. So it's also about a basketball player. So our main character is a basketball player, our hero, and it's about his love story. I don't really want to say too much about their love story because I think you kind of need to just read it to kind of see for yourself. But I really liked this, go into this knowing it's going to be really kind of heartbreaking, but also maybe put you back together at the same time. But if you want beautiful basketball romance, I think this is it for you. I also really need to read more basketball books because I don't think I've ever read another romance with basketball. So hopefully I can do that soon. Okay, so those were some of my favorite sports romances. I hope you found one or two that you want to check out now too. I would love to know any of your sports romance recommendations. I'm always looking for a new one. I love it when they can combine sports and the romance together. So definitely let me know down below if there's any that you would recommend that I didn't mention today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.